Hello class, how are you? I hope you all are good. Today we'll start with a new chapter more about Scratch 3.0. So Scratch is an easy to use software which is developed by MIT. We can create stories, games in this software. So let's just start with the coding. Let's plug in the chapter. Scratch 3.0, blocks and block shapes, adding a new sprite, changing the stage backdrop, project, event-based programming, forever block, saving a project. Let's just start the chapter.
Scratch is an easy-to-use free software. It is a simple, fun-based visual programming language designed by the Lifelong Kindergarten Group at MIT Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It helps us learn the basic programming concepts in an interactive manner. In Scratch, we create simple animated stories and games by forming block stacks. It also includes graphics and sounds which enables us to quickly see results of our work. Scratch projects are made up of sprites. We can choose a sprite to be an animal, a person, a sport, etc. We can change how a sprite looks by giving it a different costume. We can give instructions to a sprite, telling it to move or interact with other sprites. To tell a sprite what to do, snap together the given blocks into stacks called code program. In this chapter, we will learn to use the blocks from different categories to program the sprites. Blocks and block shapes. Blocks. Blocks are color-coded by category. There are 9 block categories. These blocks are dragged to code area for coding sprite. Motion blocks define the movement of sprites. Looks blocks change the appearance and costumes of sprites. Sound blocks control the playback and volume of audio file and musical notes. Events blocks are used to control events and the triggering of programs. Control blocks control the execution of program based on predefined event. Sensing blocks let multiple sprites interact with themselves. Operators blocks perform mathematical functions within the project. Variables are used to store data, like name, in projects. My blocks are used to create our own blocks. Types of block shapes. Scratch programming blocks are designed in different shapes which can be connected to each other vertically like a jigsaw puzzle. There are 6 different block shapes. Let us read them one by one. Head blocks are used to start the script. These blocks have a rounded top and a bump at the bottom. We can place this block at the top of other blocks. Stack blocks are used to perform the main commands. These blocks have a notch at the top and a bump at the bottom. We can place other blocks above as well as below the stack block. Reporter blocks hold values in the form of numbers and strings. These blocks have rounded edges. These blocks can fit into another blocks as long as the slots fit. Boolean blocks contain conditions that are either true or false. These blocks are of hexagonal shape. They can fit in number reporter inputs, too. C blocks are also known as wrap blocks which have a shape of C alphabet. C block has a notch on the top and a bump at the bottom. We can place other blocks inside the C block. Cap blocks are used to end the scripts or project. These blocks have a notch at the top and a flat bottom. We cannot place any block below them. Adding a new sprite. Cat is the default sprite present on the stage in the Scratch software. We can create a new sprite or import more sprites from the library in our project. Scratch provides 4 different options for adding sprite. For creating stories, we may need more than one sprite. These options are accessed through the Choose a Sprite button present at the bottom of the stage. Choosing new sprites from library. Follow the steps to import a sprite from the library. Step 1. Click on Choose a Sprite button. Step 2. Click on Choose a Sprite option. Choose a Sprite window appears. Step 3. Select a category for the sprite. By default, all is selected. Step 4. Click on the desired sprite. This new sprite is added to the sprites list and is also displayed on the stage. We can use the buttons of Sprite Info pane and give sprite a new name and change its directions too. Step 5. Drag the sprite to the desired place on the stage. Painting a new sprite. Follow the steps to paint a new sprite. Step 1. Click on Choose a Sprite button. Step 2. Click on Paint option. The Costumes tab appears that can be used to create new sprites with the help of tools from the toolbar and color palette. Step 3. Click on the drawing tools from the toolbar. Step 4. Draw the sprite on the canvas. We can use different colors and apply a range of special effects. The new sprite is added on the stage with the name Sprite 2 as well as on the sprites list. We can use the sprite text box and give sprite a new name. Step 5. Click on Code tab to return to the program. Step 6. Drag the sprite to the desired place on the stage. Uploading sprite from file. Follow the steps to upload any image as sprite from the file stored in the computer system. Step 1. Click on Choose a Sprite button. Step 2. Click on Upload Sprite option. Step 3. Navigate the file we want to upload as a sprite and click on it. Step 4. Click on Open button. The new sprite is added on the stage as well as in sprites list area. We can use the size option to grow or shrink the size of the new sprite. Step 5. Drag the new sprite to the desired place on the stage. Changing the costume of sprite. We can change the look of sprite by giving it a different costume. It can have one or more costumes, allowing it to change its appearance as the program executes. When the costumes of a sprite change continuously, it gives an illusion of movement called as animation. The sprite must have at least one costume. For example, the cat default sprite has 2 costumes. Each costume is assigned a unique name and number. In this example, we have selected Chick as a sprite. It also has 3 costumes. Step 1. Click on Costumes tab. We will see Chicky, Chickbee and Chicksee costumes under the Chick Sprites costume list. Step 2. Click on Chickbee costume. The new sprite costume is added on the stage as well as in the sprites list area. Changing the stage backdrop. The stage provides the canvas upon which sprites are displayed and interact with one another. The stage is 480 units wide and 360 units high. The x-axis runs from coordinates 240 to -240, and the y-axis runs from coordinates 180 to -180. The middle of the stage has a coordinate location of 0, 0. Scratch keeps us informed of the pointer location whenever it is moved over the stage by displaying its x, y coordinate position. By default, the background of the stage is white. We can change the background of the stage to make it look more interesting. The Choose a Backdrop button is used to change the background of the stage. By using the available icons from this button, we can choose a backdrop from the library, paint a new backdrop, randomly select one backdrop from the library and upload a backdrop from the file stored in the computer system. Choose a backdrop from library. Step 1. Click on Choose a Backdrop button. Step 2. Click on Choose a Backdrop option. Choose a Backdrop window appears. Step 3. Select the category for the backdrop. By default, all is selected. Step 4. Click and add the backdrop from the various backdrop options. New backdrop is added to the stage, right behind the cat sprite. Project COVID Safety Protocols. Let's create a program in which a sprite will walk and promote COVID safety protocols. This activity will infuse a life skill to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Step 1. Click on Choose a Backdrop button. Step 2. Click on Choose a Backdrop option. Step 3. From the Choose a Backdrop window, scroll the bar for more options and click on the Urban Backdrop. New backdrop is added to the stage. Step 4. Drag the sprite cat to the desired place in the project. Step 5. Click on the cat in the sprites list. Step 6. Click the Code tab. Step 7. Click the Motion Block button. Step 8. Select Move 10 Steps block and drag it from the Blocks palette into the code area. Step 9. Click the Looks button. Step 10. Select Next Costume block, drag it into the code area and place it underneath the Move 10 Steps block. The next costume block will make the cat's legs move, which appears as animation. Step 11. Click on the Control button. Step 12. Drag the Wait 1 seconds block into the code area and snap it under the second block. This block adds a 1 second delay. Without it, the cat will change the costume very fast. Slowing the cat down enables us to see the effect of legs moving. Step 13. Right-click the Move 10 Steps block. A menu appears. Step 14. Click on Duplicate. This copies the first block and the other blocks underneath it. Step 15. Move the duplicated blocks to the bottom of the program and click to place the blocks there. We can repeat the steps 13 to 15 several times to make the cat walk further. Now, let us make the cat say something. Step 16. Select Looks button. Step 17. Drag the Say Hello. For 2 seconds block into the code area. Step 18. Replace the text Hello with where mouse can maintain appropriate distance. Execute the program by clicking on the green flag and save it for future. Event-based programming. A block stack is nothing but a program code or a script. Event is an action or occurrence detected by a program. Events can be user actions, such as clicking a mouse button or pressing a key, or system occurrences, such as running out of memory. Blocks from control, sensing and events category help us repeat actions, check conditions and take actions according to the occurrence of events. A programming in which the flow of program execution is determined by events is known as event-based programming. When ClickD block is an event block. This block triggers the particular blocks of code so that the program executes in a certain way. Program sprite with arrow keys. Step 1. Click the Code tab. Step 2. Click the Events button. Step 3. Select When key pressed block and drag it into the code area. Step 4. Click on down arrow button. A pop-up menu appears. Step 5. Click on the particular key to choose from. In this example, we have chosen up arrow. When we press this key on the keyboard, the sprite will move. Step 6. Click on Motion button. Step 7. Select Set Rotation Style block and place it under previous block. Step 8. Click on down arrow button. A pop-up menu appears. Step 9. Select the rotation style. In this example, we have chosen all around. Step 10. Select Point and Direction 90 block and fix it under previous block. Step 11. Click on white box. Step 12. Set the direction by rotating the arrow. In this example, we have chosen 0 up. A sprite's direction value controls in which direction it will rotate. Step 13. Select Move 10 steps block and drag it into the code area and fix it under previous block. Step 14. Click on Looks button. Step 15. Select Next Costume block and drag it into the code area and fix it under previous block. Step 16. By using the steps 1 to 15, create 3 more scripts with different keys down arrow, right arrow and left arrow and directions 180 down, 90 right and -90 left. The program is ready. It's time to check the codes. Press the arrow keys from the keyboard and we will see the following position of the sprites according to respective block stacks. Forever block. The forever block in the control block is used to run the execution of blocks inside them multiple times. A loop is set when same set of blocks are executed repeatedly. When we click forever block, the blocks held inside this block get executed in a loop and that loop never ends until the red flag is clicked. This block is mainly used to perform a task repeatedly. Saving a project. A project includes all the sprites, scripts and backgrounds that are used in it. Project can be saved so we can see, reuse or modify them in future. The file extension of Scratch is .sb3. Step 1. Click on File menu. Step 2. Click on Save to your computer. Save as dialog box appears. Navigate the location where we want to save the project. Step 3. Type the name of the project in the new file name text box. Step 4. Click on Save to save the project. Throwback. Scratch is an easy-to-use free software designed by MIT. Scratch projects are made up of small objects called sprites. Programs are created by snapping blocks together. There are 6 block shapes: hat, stack, reporter, boolean, C and cap. Scratch provides different options for adding sprites to programs. The stage provides the canvas upon which sprites are displayed and interact with one another. Blocks from Control, Sensing and Events category help us repeat actions, check conditions and take actions according to the occurrence of events. The forever block is a control block which runs the program continuously until red flag is clicked. The file extension of Scratch project is .sb3.